Now? Okay. Hi, Marie.
Hi, how are you,
Good
Melissa?
morning. I've been thinking about taking the self-regulated learning sessions for the South Carolina Community of Practice, and I had a few questions. Do you have some time to help me think through these things?
Sure.
That's my first question is like, what is self-regulated learning?
Well, if you think about it, one of the things that we as teachers often say is, why can't I get this kid motivated? Why can't they just keep up with their own work? And how am I supposed to manage all of that? And so, what we really want is a student to be able to know what it is they have to learn, to be able to make a plan for that, to be able to do their work the best that they can, reflect on that. That's what our goals are as a teacher. We just hope for that all the time. So self-regulated learning, this session is going to help us with how to make that happen in our classrooms or virtually, however it is that we may be leading students.
When you talk with teachers like initially about this work, Marie, what's one of their biggest concerns that you hear?
Well, when teachers start thinking about personalized learning and students working at their own pace and students being at different places at different times, it just feels completely overwhelming. And it is, it's too much for a teacher to keep up with all by him or herself. So one of the ways that we really empower students, and it's helpful to them for life, is to know how to create the tools and processes so that they can do that for themselves. The teacher becomes a guide and a facilitator, but the student really owns their learning when they are self-regulated. So the South Carolina competency that really addresses this foremost in my mind is learning independently.
And how do you think this applies in our like pandemic teaching world today?
Wow, that is a great question, Melissa, because I think it applies more than ever because we don't know sometimes from one day to the next whether we're going to be addressing a student remotely or whether we're going to have them in person. And it seems like one of the things with the pandemic is things are changing constantly. And so any way that we can empower a student to be able to keep track of, keep up with, and be self-regulated so that the teacher doesn't necessarily have to be present all the time to monitor that. They can learn how to monitor, reflect, plan, and work on their learning themselves. So it's critical at this moment in time.
My last question, Marie, is on the forefront of all of our minds, and it's been there for a long time, but particularly now. But how does this work help promote equity for all of our students?
I think that this is just a wonderful pathway for students to identify with who they are, their culture, their heritage, because through this kind of self-regulated learning, we're allowing for choice, for expression, for realizing the differences and the likenesses in each other. And so it just naturally flows into embedding this equity. And with a little bit of intention, it can become a beautiful thing.
All right. Thanks so much, Marie, for giving us your time. We hope that if this conversation has piqued your interest, that you'll join us in the self-regulated learning sessions. Bye.
Bye.